Everyone, and thank you for tuning in to my very first podcast episode. This is being co-presents V's Table Topics. Okay, if you don't know, my name is Lavaja Pittman, aka V, better known as Queen V. So we're gonna dive straight into my first episode, and it's called Community. And basically, I wanted to touch down first on what a community is. A community is the people who support you, who are there. You can go outside your door, check them as neighbors. A group of people can be a community. A group is started with minimally 3 people. That's all you need. And you can build your own little community. And I think it's important that we all have a community out here because it gives us support, togetherness, relativity. You know, we're able to communicate again with a purpose instead of putting everything on social media. Another reason why I think community is important is because it helps our kids grow up with other kids who were raised by like-minded adults. So if you have, you know, certain morals or ways that you raise your kids, you aren't just going to want them around kids, you know, any type of kids. It's just not, because those influences, those social influences are going to be very strong. So you're going to want, you know, your kid making friends with other kids who were raised by, you know, adults or parents who kind of think like you or want the same things for their children's future. And that's important. Let's talk about some obstacles, some reasons why I think that the community thing is a little bit far-fetched. It's not far-fetched. There are people who have their little communities out here, your best friends, your brothers, your sisters, who are there for you to support you, make sure your kids are good, make sure you're happy. You know, that's a community. And for those of us who don't have that, it's important. We need to establish that. We need those people we can rely on. You need those people you can relate to. And it just helps things go smoother. You know, it helps you find answers in plain sight, you know, without having to go research or talk to a specialist or, you know, any of that. If you ask the person right next to you, it's probably something that they've been through before that they can give you a few warnings about, or at least let you know what their experience was. I do believe that us young people have some obstacles in trying to build these communities back up. Some of those obstacles are just our minds are not open enough. We don't trust each other. We don't respect each other. We don't like each other. And that's just what the real is. But we have to get out of that. We have to come to one and support one another, and just at least give somebody the enough respect for their thoughts to be their own, you know, or for their decision making to be their own without being bashed or criticized for it. You know, I'm never gonna omit someone from my community or from my friends list just because you have your own mind. And that's pretty much what it is. When you sit up there and tell people, oh, so you still listen to Kodak, unfollow me, block me, I don't want to talk to you. Or, you know what I'm saying, you don't know anything about Nipsey or Dr. Sebi. All this stuff that's been in the media lately that we're so quick to put our own people off or dismiss our own people for, it's just crazy, because you can't control what people like. You can't control what people listen to. You can't control what people do. You can't control how people think or feel. So you cannot, I mean, you can, you most definitely can, but you shouldn't just dismiss people based on their personal agenda. You have to let people be people. You understand? So that's why I say, again, community is important. You find those people who are like-minded individuals like you, and you relate to them, and y'all talk, and y'all grow, and y'all capitalize. That way, the next time that, you know, one of you in your community are bashed for something, you're not alone. You know, you can turn around and be like, this nigga told me to block him because I listen to Kodak. Everybody behind you gonna be like, block me too. You know what I'm saying? So it's important. It is very important, because when people feel alone out here, people feel, you know, like there's no way out. They feel hopeless, like they don't have any help. Nobody understands. It puts us in some very volatile, toxic mindsets, and we give that stuff off to each other. And you know, it made me understand that movie, The Hate You Give. It was a really great movie, but because of the message, we really do give off hate. And me included, like we give it off to our children, we give it off to our peers. We put it out there in the air and give it off its energy by putting it out there on our social media. So the hate you give, you know, is not beneficial to you or anybody you're giving it off to. You know what I'm saying? But that community can omit that hate. that community can give you that love that, you know what I'm saying, it'll be more what's the word I'm looking for, it'll be greater, more advanced than the hate that you feel in your heart. You know, it'll either push it out or you'll feel like it's unnecessary. You should always want the peace for you and your community and anybody in your space or that you're going to allow into your space. Anyway, so yeah, very important to have that community. And to touch a little bit more on that bashing and shaming, y'all, we got to stop doing that. We have to stop bashing other people for having their own mind, their own thoughts, their own feelings. You know, I just don't think that we should be out here telling people what they can and can't listen to, or what they should or shouldn't be doing, or who they should or shouldn't be supporting. Like that I don't think that's right. But again, the community will help with a lot of that stuff. You know, you're always stronger together, and we have to get out of, you know, not trusting each other and not liking people to build that community. And I'm not saying just go talk to strangers or get up with anybody, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, you already have a friend or two, or you have somebody that's there for you, you know, bring that in just a little bit more. Get to know each other, ask questions. What's your dreams? What's your goals? Either one of y'all want to be an entrepreneur, help each other get there. You know, make sure, you know, if you can help this person with food, or that baby need milk or shoes, anything. You don't know what people need or how people may need help or support unless you ask or unless you're there. So again, that community can do that, you know, as to where you may need some information about a first-time experience or a first-time job. The person to the right or left of you could have been there, done that before, and they can share that experience, and you avoid a whole lot of BS. Some things that I try to do to support my community, I will, you know, try to share their hustles, their businesses. If you're an entrepreneur, you got products you're pushing out, I don't, you know, really care about the competition. I don't care if I've shared 3 different mink lash companies or 2 different wig making companies. I don't care. I'm going to share everybody's stuff because I want everybody to eat. I want everybody to win. And these are the same people I see on my timeline, on my news feed. So that's my social media community. That's my Facebook community. And I like to keep that strong. I like to keep it reliable. You know what I'm saying? I like to be able to get on there and ask my people something and get a response, a good response. You know what I'm saying? Not anybody joking or anything like that. Me personally, this is what I think Facebook and social media should be used for. Just imagine if we use that platform to actually communicate and be there for each other, and to put our businesses on there and to stay connected, just to stay connected as a people. And we didn't use it to be nosy about celebrity lives, or to bash each other, or to see what the baby mama or baby daddy doing, or to be all about drama and negativity. All of that, I think, should be taken out of social media, out of Facebook. And I am working on my friends list to where it is only that, to be honest. One thing I do, like I said, is share. I will share information, share products, share anything that I think can better my brother or my sister in my community. I see another thing I like to do is try not to judge people, which basically goes back to that shaming and bashing. I don't judge anybody for anything. To each his own. Just because that's what you do or that's what you like doesn't mean that that's what I do or that's what I like. It just means that I can respect that that's what you like, that that's what you do. And if it's something that just doesn't agree with my morals or what I would do or how I would carry myself, then I would just simply ask for you to keep it away from me. That's how that is. So, and I would expect you to respect the fact that I don't want anything to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Just respect it. And we don't have to fall out. I don't have to stop talking to you, omit you out of my community. None of that. We just agree to disagree and keep it moving. That's how it should be. So I try not to judge people at all. You know, I just don't want anybody's views or morals pushed onto me, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? If I can respect you for being the person you are, respect me for being the person I am and the decisions I make, period. And lastly, I think opening our minds is going to be kind of one of the biggest things that we need to get over. Get out of that brainwash mentality that as soon as you're told something, you run with that, or that's what it must be. Get into the habit of questioning things that you're told, questioning things that are put in front of you. You know what I'm saying? just keep your mind open to the possibilities that you aren't used to hearing or you aren't used to seeing as being the popular thing. But that doesn't mean it's, any less factual. So just keep those things in mind and try to continue to reach out, reach out, help other people's kids. You don't just want to see some young kids struggling outside your window or outside your home, and I know how people are these days. Sometimes don't nobody want you talking to the kids. I don't care what it's about, but you try and you take that initiative. You make that a characteristic of who you are, because everybody isn't going to be offended. Okay, so that's basically all I want to touch down on for my first podcast episode. I do appreciate all of my supporters, everybody who's been looking forward to this. I'm very excited about it. In the future, I will be taking video submissions, video responses. I'll have special guests. These episodes will get better and more entertaining, okay? So just stay with me. And for the time being, this is your girl V signing out. Peace.